Good morning or later in the day, evening, whenever you're watching this video. This is Tracy Brown, your somatic nutrition therapist and attuned eating specialist. And if you are watching this video live and you are also in the intuitive eating support group, you're getting a double dose of me today because I want to make sure for people who are on my Tracy Brown RD page that you get your regular Monday scheduled show. So I know a lot of people, I asked yesterday here on this page, what was coming up for you around food and emotion, giving the world panic happening. And in general, a lot of you are just noticing that it's really hard to keep myself, be really in myself, separate from other people's anxiety. Good morning, Megan. And recognizing that, that of course, any kind of unfully processed worry or fear in our own systems, unknown, conscious or unconscious, is probably going to bring up our stuff, whether we know what it's about or not. And it's an opportunity to use all the skills and techniques and all the kind of stuff we have to be able to draw upon and use extra in times like these. So a couple of you had comments yesterday on my page here of just generally noticing other people very anxious and trying to keep yourself separate, informed, but not overly worried, because obviously extra heightened stress and anxiety is not going to help our immune systems, which somebody had a question about, which I'm going to answer, about immune health here, which I'm no immune health expert, but I'm going to give you the stuff that probably your mom has told you here. And, but anyway, what I want to say is something about perfectionism and worry and our food is that yes, Mary, this is a second live. I always do my lives here on Monday, but I did the other one in the intuitive eating support group because a lot of people just felt like there was enough need for some support in that group that we needed a video there too. So you get double dosed. I'm going to try and make this video a little different. And so I want to talk a little bit more about perfectionism and worry. Is that I've heard this said in my fight diet culture circles, is that I wasn't that worried, but everybody else is worried, so maybe I should be worried. And I always feel like that's a little bit of the social construct of panic is to get everybody panicked and really influence everybody else to get panicked. So what I want to say to that is use your intuitive eating skills and everything you've learned in recovery to okay, what's inside of me and can I be with this? Is it okay for me to feel my normal hunger and fullness? Is it okay for me to be adaptive with my food that I've been working so hard to do and being flexible when a lot of people are struggling to do that? Yeah, it's like the toilet paper hoarding, Mary. It's get your toilet paper when you need to get toilet paper. And I try to keep a little bit ahead anyway, just because I live so far out. So it's kind of a normal thing for me to do. So I'm deciding not to do the different normal. And a friend said, hey, well, if I'm just normal, then there won't be anything for me. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's how it's going to feel, huh? There won't be enough for me. And I was wondering when that person told me that, is that some old stuff from her? Because it's I think they're going to keep making toilet paper. And I think if they didn't, I think we adapt. I would probably get in the shower and shower my hiney. That's probably what I would do. I don't know. But it's and that would be really inconvenient, but I think we would do what we had to do. So I want to say the same thing with food. I know that's maybe a little gross and funny. I'm not sure. But I thought about this, what would I do? And that's probably what I would do. I know. But, and I'm privileged to have a shower and have water because I have a well, so I would be able to do that. But anyway, with food, it's I told the story in the intuitive eating support group. I had to be flexible with my shopping yesterday. I wanted pork meatballs. They only had beef and they were frozen. Made it work. If you have frozen meat, we thaw it out. We make it work. Megan, yeah, I know, isn't that funny? So it's I think in these times of anxiety, if we can work towards, okay, how am I doing? What's my situation? And do I have enough? Am I okay? Can I, and you think about how you can adapt, it calms that. And that's a mental way of doing things. But to get there, it's almost like, do I need to push against the wall? Do I have enough support? Which is, we still have the internet and we can connect and talk, and we still have nature, right? So be outside in nature. Maybe you're not touching as much stuff like the water fountain, but that's okay. Is like, what do we have that we can orient to that's relatively safe enough? And that's going to help us a lot with our food. And we do have our body still, that if we keep ourselves coloring and using music and petting dogs and staying grounded enough, we're still going to have our signals. Those are in us. If you're still working towards accurate hunger and fullness signals, then just keep eating. Keep eating enough so those signals come back. Sometimes we're eating maybe what isn't the most satisfying, but can we get it towards satisfying enough? And that's our goal here, is not perfectionism right now. It's more about, can we find what's good enough, and even notice that, and celebrate our ability to be flexible, and to maybe reach out to others if we're feeling really good. That's why I'm doing these videos. Like, I'm not feeling overly panicked. I've got my daughter here with me, and I feel happy that she's here with me during my day. Maybe by Wednesday, I might be feeling like, not sure, but we'll deal with that then when we get there, right? I said in the other group that, like, it might get messy, so allow some time to be messy, which is you might be watching more TV with them if you have kids at home. If you find yourself getting a little bored with your routine, then let's change up our routine. Maybe you don't have to like plan every detail of your day to feel like you're in control of something. Maybe your job is to break your own rules and to create some good experiments for learning as well. And so I'll lastly put this out there, is that somebody asked me about immune health. And again, it's about doing the best with what you have. So drink your water. If you can get some fresh air, do that. If you can do some puzzles and crosswords. Oh, you hear the construction? That's still going on. Life is still happening, right? Couple houses down. So I guess I'll be wrapping up this video. So what I want to say is, for immune health's sake, please work on catching your perfectionism, catching your fear, and putting that where that needs to go. Whether that's with your food and feeling fearful that you're not going to get enough food you typically like. It's like, okay, that might mean we're cooking more. This might be an opportunity to face some of your fears about cooking and doing it right, and all the things that come up, but we might have some more time to work on some of these things right now. And so if I missed something you wanted to talk about today, me do the immune thing real quick again, is grounding, catching your perfectionism, catching your anxiety, putting that where it needs to go, whether it's writing it down, putting it in a box and putting that aside, and doing something that's at least mildly pleasurable and productive. That would be good. Maybe it's more snuggle time in bed with a weighted blanket. Maybe that's more warmth on your hands. Whatever that is, that will help you. That will help you. And at least mentally you'll learn. Last thing, so sleep, enough water, social connection, catching things that are kind of putting your system into fight or flight and trying to soothe that. I'm going to paste below some explanations about what's happening sometimes in our systems as well when we get in fear. And that'll make some more meaning maybe of what you're feeling. And then lastly, if you're feeling like you're doing pretty good, maybe support others. I'm finding that's helping actually me a lot, not worry too much, and just taking the appropriate precautions. So I hope this helps you. If you feel like you're irritated by my lack of panic, I'm so sorry. Please tag me, and I'd like to help you work through that. From a food perspective, again, we're just all being real flexible right now, right? And maybe getting a little bit more creative with the foods we have. And if you need help with that, please list below some of the foods that you feel like you've got at your house or that are available where you are. And if you don't know what to do with it, let us help you. Like, there's awesome people on my page. There's awesome people in the intuitive eating support group that we're all at different levels of creative with food at this point in our journey. So let us help you. All right, so bye for now, and I will look forward to seeing you in Wednesday's video. And I think we're going to work more on this food satisfaction with food thing, which was my plan all this week, but I think it might be really good timing for what we're all going through. All right? So thank you all so much for watching. Bye for now.